Okay, so what we have seen till now is like we have seen incremental imports, okay, and we have seen incremental imports with ID column. Then we have seen incremental imports with date column. Then we have seen incremental imports with last modified, okay, and that's what we have seen. So let's move ahead with the next command, which says scoop export. Now if you see, till the time we were trying to do import, which means that we were importing the data from relational databases to HDFS file system, okay. Now if there comes a scenario wherein we need to export the data from my HDFS directories to any relational databases, okay, so Sqoop provides a export parameter, and with the help of Sqoop parameter we can export the data from HDFS directory to any relational databases. So that's what it says, Sqoop export, okay. So for that what we need to do is, I think it creates a table by default. We should not create the table, that's what I remember. So Sqoop export JDBC username export directory, and that looks good. No, we'll have to create a table. If you see, there is one select star from CDC times n, okay. What we can do is, quickly can you quickly open your MySQL database? We can copy one table and quickly, we have one department table, right?
Okay.
Yeah, can you just create one table using the departments table with no data? No, do like this. We have already department table, right? Can you just go back, clear off all the things, just show tables. So just can you write create table name, let's say create table, and gives departments underscore exp, dpt underscore exp, short form, as select star from departments where 1 equal to 2. Yeah, so can you read the data? You should not have any records. And can you go to the HDFS directory and see whether we have imported departments table? We should have imported departments table earlier. Can you see that? HDFS DFS -ls. We don't have departments table, right? So can you quickly import that departments table with the scoop import command? Just try to frame this, because this is the first thing after 2-3 days we are trying to write. So it's better to write it, then do copy paste from the next. Don't do copy paste. Can you just write, because we are having a break of 3 days.
Yeah.
So it would be just a recall of the commands.
Space import.
There's a typo error. Yeah.
Table.
So that's where the syntax is like always like it's better to write. So copy paste, it just makes us like we are not able to remember anything. See, scoop import. See, first of all we'll have to provide the correct JDBC, right? We are missing that. That's a certain steps we need to follow. Connect with the JDBC connection.
So order is always important, sir.
It's not important, but if we try to remember the same order, it would be a better, because we know that we'll not be missing anything.
So,
As I told, order is not important.
MySQL backward slash. Double 306. Departments. We are importing the data.
Yeah. So now that where the table we are writing the data, we need to give that table name. So we are writing the data to my dpt underscore exp. No, the table name is incorrect, right? And oh, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, you are doing right. You are doing right. We are doing import first because we do not have the data for departments in my HDFS directory.
Username, password. Sqoop.pwd. So in this password, PK primary key should be there. Sorry? In this table, departments table, password primary key should be there, no?
It will be
Yeah,
it will be
primary
there.
key.
Yeah. It should be available. If it is not available, it will throw us an error. We'll try to see, and then we
Just
can
use the
rectify
admin
error.
directory. Yeah. Okay, no?
Yeah, execute it and let's see
Yeah.
what is the error, and then we'll try to mitigate that error according to you. We have whatever you feel. Meanwhile, this is getting imported. Can we create the export command? Yeah. Same syntax, just only in place of import there will be export. Just it's like same thing. We are not doing changing anything. Scope export, same thing. So we just need to change the table name and directory name vice versa. Just visualize what we are trying to do and write the command. Can you write it for the again? Don't copy paste because I don't see the fluency in writing.
Port number, no, current port number. DUTP underscore yes. Username, password. Slash.
And the departments.
Sqoop.
Okay, so there will be one argument extra. So how we do, like when we are trying to import, we try to take the data from relational databases to HDFS. So we write hyphen hyphen target directory, right?
Yes, correct.
Now what we are trying to do, we are trying to do export, which is vice versa. So from that particular directory, we are writing the data back to the table. Okay, so we need to say hyphen hyphen export hyphen directory. So the same syntax, only to change. Target directory will become export directory, and the table name will be the same where we are writing the data. No, we need to provide the directory. We are reading the data from directory and writing the data into table. So now we are trying to do import, right? Line number 348. Yeah, so copy that part. User Cloudera import HFS departments. Because now we have done the imports and the directory would be created of that. Can we see the import is completed? Okay, so the import is completed. Yes. Now can you quickly execute the export command?
So the export directory, after that directory name, right?
Yeah, yeah. And the line number 357, we just need to write dir, not the entire directory. Just 1 second. Sqoop export, connect, table, user, credentials from export from departments to my dept_exp. Okay, execute. Let's see. So it's just vice versa. Import is becoming export. That is the first change. We used to write the data from a table to directory. Now we are exporting from that directory to a table. That's it. Only 2-3 changes. Can you execute? Can we verify the data in the table? Okay. So we have the same data what we have written in the HDFS file system. So we have the same data. Okay. So it's just a plain export what we did from the HDFS directory to the relational tables. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's try to see couple of things more. That is Sqoop Sqoop provides null hyphen hyphen null hyphen string and hyphen hyphen null hyphen non hyphen string, which means that if any of my string column is coming as null, I can replace that with some value. Okay, and if any non-string values are coming as null, either it could be date, integer, double, float, I can replace that with some value. Okay, that's what it says. Sqoop hyphen hyphen null hyphen string and hyphen hyphen null hyphen non hyphen string. Okay, so what we'll try to do is okay, so we have like one date table, right? Select star from cdc timestamp it return, but we have Sqoop incremental date, right? Same like this. Can you
Yeah.
just go to the database and show that table? We have inc underscore imp underscore dt. Okay, so we have these many data sets. That is fine. Can you go back to the PDF? So do we need to enter some null records? Go a little down. We need to update the data. Can you see? A little down. Yeah, a little down. Yeah. So if you see, we need to update columns with null values. Okay. So what we can do is we can just set a couple of string values and non-string values to null.
So name I'll modify.
Yeah. I modify the name, anything, and one ID. So
And that also I need to modify it.
yeah. So 3 records have been updated. That's fine. Can you execute now? Can you just make one of your ID column as null? Where city equals to Mumbai 101, we'll try to make it null. Can you show the data? Okay, so we can see some nulls here and there. Okay, so let's try to write so what I want is, let's take a scenario wherein the nulls are coming from your relational tables. So while doing an import, I want to replace these null values and replace with some default values so that it can be identified. Okay, let's create an import command.
Import or export this one?
Oh no, it's what we are from where we are trying to pick the data.
HDFC to database.
Where?
Okay. From HDFC to database.
Where we have updated the data.
The table and database.
So from table we will be pushing the data, right?
Okay.
So it will be an import.
JDBC MySQL, not MySQL JDBC. JDBC compares to driver. Yep. And this one, the port number also comes with colon, not with slash. Yeah.
Sqoop import hyphen hyphen connect JDBC colon. You can move ahead. You can type. Don't wait.
I think table and table name is missing.
Table.
Oh, yeah.
You have to mention username as well.
Okay.
No. So
Remove the null.
remove the null first of
The
all.
table name.
Line number 365. Yeah. The table name is incorrect. Yeah. And line number 362, as I think someone Roshan or someone suggested, the username. Okay, so what we are trying to do, we are trying to do Sqoop import, connect JDBC connection, username, password. Okay, the table name is something, as it's not having primary key, hence we have specify M1. The target directory is, let's say, this one. Okay, if I do not want to specify hyphen hyphen M1, what I can do?
Use single map or something. Single map something.
Yeah, that's what is the second option which we have seen? If a table does not have primary key.
We can use split by
Yes, hyphen
column
hyphen
name.
split by, and we'll need to give the column names, right?
Yes.
Let it be. No, let it be. Hyphen M1. I was just trying to check whether we are able to recall things. Okay. Okay. So this is the command. No. Wait. Don't. We have not completed the command. what we are trying to do, we are trying to handle the null values. Have you handled the null values?
No.
Then
Yes, correct.
why you are moving ahead? Yeah. Okay. So now let's try to handle the null values. Okay. So what are the two arguments? Hyphen hyphen null string. Can you write that? Hyphen hyphen null hyphen string. So let's say wherever the string is coming as a null, I need to replace that with some value. So let's say whatever it's your call. You can write any string. No, it's not required in single quote as it is. Just remove that single quote. Yeah, it's not. And I think I'm not sure whether the space will take or not. Can you just remove that and just write NA, capital NA as of now, and maybe later on you can just test with the spaces and etc because I have not tested that. Yeah. And can you enter and just write hyphen hyphen null hyphen non hyphen string, and can you just give dummy value of numeric like 9999? Why? No, don't go to the PDF. It's just like null hyphen non hyphen string. Yeah. So in place of hyphen hyphen null hyphen string, we just need to add the keyword non. That's it. 9999. Just give a default value. Yeah. And can you just line number 366 and 367 backslash is missing. Okay. So yeah, let's execute this and let's see what is the outcome, and if there are any errors, we'll try to troubleshoot those. Okay, can we see that NAs are coming and the 9999 are coming? So we are able to replace the null values which are coming in my databases. Okay. So similarly, we can handle that through default values, and later on, then whatever, once the data is in HDFS, if it is required further to transform, we can do those things. Okay.
So that column will be the string, no?
Yeah. Other than string, everything is date column will also be a string. We'll have to test that. So can you test that? A couple of things. That one is like, can you test, means after the class, whenever you get time. So maybe just try to test the date column, and the second thing is the space which we are trying to write, because I have not tested those couple of things.
Okay.
Just test those this. Okay, so map column Java. Okay, so this is like a important concept. Yeah, this is related to a little project which we would be doing. Yeah, so hyphen map column Java. Okay, so what it tells is overriding mapping from SQL to Java type for configured columns. If you remember, if you recall, when we are trying to do Sqoop import, okay, internally it is converting my Sqoop commands into a MapReduce program. Okay, so when I'm trying to import relational databases to HDFS file system, the Java serialization is happening, which means that the MapReduce is executing. So all the data which is coming from database are getting serialized and getting converted into a binary formats which HDFS understands. That's how the serialization happens, and the data gets stored. So sometimes what happens is, when the serialization is happening, the data types are not recognized appropriately for some data types. At that moment of time, if there are not data types are not being recognized exactly, we need to use map column Java, and we need to provide that. Okay, so that is this concepts. Okay, so now if you see, can you just scroll a little down? Yeah, so there is one table created, so CDC timestamp, that is fine, no issues. So now what we will try to do is, can you just go to your database, MySQL database, and can you just show me all the tables? I think we have. Okay, can you show the data for categories? I think we have like a date column in that.
Here also that is done.
Yeah, that is fine, but we have some dummy data. I don't want to play with the dummy data, so that I want to show an appropriate things. No, we don't have. We have incremental import date, right? We have just updated the data.
This one also.
Yeah, so we have like incremental import date time as well. Or can you just say select from orders, limit 5 records?
Which table? Tell me. Category.
Select star from orders table. Select star from orders, and let's limit to 5 records. Space 5. Okay, so we have like order date column over here. Okay, let's try to do this. Let's try to play with this, and let's see what happens. Okay, now what we are trying to do is, can you just import this table with a different file format? Okay, so what is the default file format which my import happens?
Text.
And what is the default delimiter?
Comma.
Okay, cool, good. So let's try to write an import command. and in spite of default text format, I need to import this with a different file format, which is nothing but Avro data file. Can you just create the import command? I'll tell you where we need to make a change. The connect, the username, the password, please. What else? Okay. Okay, so we are done till here, and we just need to write hyphen hyphen as hyphen Avro data file. Yeah. So now what I am trying to do is we are trying to import a orders table with Avro data file format. Can you execute this command? So I'll just show you one thing, what is the issue with this, and then we'll try to eradicate that issue with hyphen hyphen map column Java. Okay.
There's a typo error actually.
Okay. I did not see that. What is the typo error? Avro data file username
Sqoop had extra
3 extra. Okay. So now what we are trying to do is we are trying to import the data with other than the default text format, that is Avro format. I think we have seen this. Remember Avro file format, or we have not seen?
Yes, Avro have seen. We have seen it. Yeah.
Okay. Now what will happen is when we are trying to import the file format with Avro, no doubt the data would be written in my HDFS file system. But at which location I try to execute my Sqoop command, this is the place where the Sqoop command is executing. Okay, at that directory or at that location, one file is created, and that file name is .avsc file. So which table we are trying to import? Orders. So there will be a file created, orders.avsc, that stands for Avro schema. Avro SC schema. Okay, so let it get completed. We'll try to evaluate the data. We'll try to find out what is the issue. We'll try to see the schema file, and then we'll try to make the changes. Okay, so like 68,883 records have been imported. Yeah, let's quickly go through. Okay, can we see the data for the first part file? I think we'll not be able to. Yeah, so just verify that for the first part file and just limit like filter command head -5 because the data is huge in that table part files. Don't hit enter. Just after, yeah, just write the part. I think that is asterisk is fine. Asterisk is fine. Yeah, just write a filter symbol like pipe symbol and just write head -5. We're just interested to see the first 5 records.
-5, right?
Yeah. What is the issue?
Command not found. Something like part history.
No. It's a simple issue.
Page session.
Yeah? Someone said.
Do we need to make page of?
Yeah. Because see, yes, you have written a command head -5. It's not like in a single, so you just need to give space. Yeah, hit enter. Okay, so we'll not be able to see that data. Okay, that is fine. That's not an issue. I think even we try to see this data with text command, right? We were not. Can you just do text? At least we'll be able to see the schema. Are we able to see that schema? Can we see that? If we are able to see at least the schema, we'll try to verify. I mean, we'll try to see the problem is. Otherwise, we'll try to. I'll show you in the AVSC file. The issue is what the issue is. Okay, that is fine. Cool. Can you see we are able to see the schema at the first line, second line, and so on? Okay. Now, if you just see for the first column, order ID is of integer. Okay. So the second column of our order date. The date column, what it was like timestamp, but it has changed to long, which is incorrect, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the third column, order customer ID is correct. Fourth column, order status is correct. Okay, so what is happening is the date columns are not recognized correctly, which means that we need to do certain changes. Got it?
Yeah.
Can you go to the edge node where you executed the Sqoop command and can you just do ls can you just show me the last 5 files in that path? I just want to see the last 5 files in this path. What is the command?
What is the command?
Whatever it means, you just write. I told you, and let's see what we can do. I want to see the last 5 files in this place. How will you show me last 5 files? ls-ltr. So we'll just list out and we just write tail -5. We need to use pipe symbol. You cannot write the commands directly. Yeah, space. Yeah. The numeric -n is missing, I guess. In Linux, we need to specify -n. -n, or just try to give -5. What I am able to recall, we need to give the numbering with the hyphen. Yeah. Now if you see the last file, that is nothing but the second last is orders.java, that is the Java program which it will have, and the last file is orders.avs. Okay, as I told you, can you just do a cat on that file? So for every column it has a Java and SQL types. That's what I wanted to show. No, we are on the edge node, right? So we will be executing the Linux commands, cat. We are not with the DHDFS. Yeah. Okay, so can you see can you just refer this? Yeah, type record. Can you just hit enter? Because I just want to see in one go. Yeah, don't do anything now. Can you just see the first record, that is type record, name records, and the doc is Sqoop import commands, okay? And the order ID, the type, and the column name, and the SQL type, okay? So this is in the JSON format. Then again it comes to the second record, name, order date, and the type, if you see, it is showing as null. That is SQL type, a little left. Yeah, above default. Yeah. So if you see, it is showing me as null. Either it should have shown as a string because it contains certain characters as well. Rest, the 3 columns types are correctly identified. Correct? Not that. Yeah. So that is the third column, and the fourth column is order status. If we see, the data type is populated correctly. Corresponding to that Java data type, there is a SQL type at the last line for each column, SQL type, and there is some numeric representation. With that, it is represented. Okay. So now we have an issue in hand, that is the second column, which is nothing but order date, is not being recognized with a proper data type when we are trying to import the data as Avro data file, which is nothing but the Avro schema. Here, so there is a concept which called --map -columns -java. Okay, so we need to give certain things and we can eradicate this issue. Okay, let's try to do that. Let's create a Sqoop import command with -map column java. Copy the same command as it is. Just change the directory name. Just write orders_1 or orders_map column, map java. Okay. So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to import one of the table which is orders at a particular location in an Avro data file format. Okay. And we just need to write, just come to the new line by pressing space \. Backslash is missing, right? Yeah. We need to write the argument or the parameter, that is --map -column -java. Okay. What is the column name from my orders? Can you go to your database? Or yeah, from here also you can pick order date. Anywhere, it's up to you. The second column, name, order date. Above that, yeah. You just copy that and place it that over here. We need to remove that double quotes. Yeah, order underscore. Equals to, and we just need to say, we need to map that column as string, equal to string, S capital. So we are trying to change the data type with --map column java. So we are trying to map it. Okay. Explicitly we are trying to map. That's it. So that is the argument which we needed to add. Now execute this, and hopefully when the import completes, We'll try to verify the hyphen text and the hyphen and the .avsc file. So the hyphen map column Java helps us to eradicate the issue of the conversion of data types.
So there's a problem with only Avro file, right?
As of now we are just seeing the Avro file. So if let's take a scenario moving ahead with different file formats or any other formats, if you get this issue that your data types or your data is not populating correctly, at that moment of time you can make use of hyphen map column Java. So what happens is when you are trying to read the data from database, which is nothing but SQL data types, sometimes those data types are not recognized by your Java. So we need to instruct Java to use this data type. So that's why we are trying to write hyphen map column Java. So we are trying to write with perspective to my Java data types. Got it?
Okay.
Because the underlying we are trying to write MapReduce, right? So MapReduce is nothing but the Java program. So Java program should understand the data types according to Java. So hence hyphen map column Java.
Can we have multiple columns and
Yes, definitely we can do that. And yesterday I have shared some assignments. Try to work on it and try to post your screenshots. Don't try to post the code inside the group. Just try to post the screenshot, okay? Just whatever things you are writing in, just show the commands and the output. So if you will just try to achieve that, so little recall of your Sqoop commands will be there, and there is some twisted scenarios also. Even if you do daily one, even that is fine. Monday one, Tuesday one, Wednesday one, Thursday, Friday, that is fine. No need to do all in one go. So with that, what you will do, every day you will try to type the commands. So the commands will be hitting in your mind. So you will memorize those commands, and that will be like whenever like you'll be able to type those commands without anyone's help. And even if we are making issues, Sqoop will throw an error. We'll try to just evaluate the error. If we are able to understand something, it's okay. Even if we not understand, let's evaluate the Sqoop command entirely. We'll try to, we should be able to find out the issues now, because most now 90 to 95% we have completed. Okay, so the data has been imported. Can we see the data? Right, text, because we'll not be able to see with cat, right? And don't see the entire data, just see 5 records otherwise, because it has a huge data. Head hyphen 5.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, if you see now, the date data is coming correctly now. Earlier it was something like long format. At the top we can see, can you see the top long from the top third line?
Yeah.
top third line I said from the screen. Just, yeah, don't do anything. Can you just see? Yeah, long. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. So if you see, earlier we were getting the data in a long format. Now we are able to get the data appropriately. Okay. So if any data, and can you just go to your edge node and can you see the .avsc file? I think we should remove that avsc file first, because that's what I recall. Can you go back to the avsc file? I hope that should not get overwritten, but let's see. Just do ls-ltr pipe and the last 5 records like tail, or just write ls-ltr and just write tail and hit enter. No. ls-ltr pipe symbol. Just revise the Unix command, because I guess Unix commands are not. Yeah, so can we see the data for last 5 orders.avsc, whether it has been? I don't see any changes in that, because what I feel is like we need to remove that file. I'm not able to recall that. Yeah, if you see, the order date is still the long column, right? Okay, so whenever we try to use the -map -column Java, okay, we are able to see the right data. That is fine, it is working correctly. But the only prerequisite is from the edge node. As of now, for us it is edge node, okay, but in real time it will be like HDFS file system path. From wherever you are executing your Sqoop command, from there you need to remove your .avsc file. Otherwise it does not get overwritten. Otherwise we could have seen the data here as, in spite of long, we could have seen that as a string. Should we do this, or we'll be able to, or we understand this?
No, didn't understand.
Huh?
Didn't understand.
Okay, can you remove this file?
This is orders.
Yes. Can you just type rm-r orders.s3? Hit enter. So we are removing, yes, just write yy. No, single y. Yeah, and one more y. That's why I said yy, because there were 2 files of orders. Yeah. Can you quickly do ls-ltr and just 5 records? So we should not see any. Okay? Can you execute the Sqoop command again? Before executing the Sqoop command, what will happen now? Don't execute. The question is, what will happen if I execute this command?
Delete the
Yes, because the directory is available, right?
Okay.
We need to remove that first. Can you just add that syntax -delete -target directory? No. No. We don't need to add that over there. Where we need to add?
Before the target directory. The same 394.
Yeah. Beginning. Line number 394 starting. No, go at the starting. Yeah, just write now that argument or parameter -delete -target -dir. Yeah, hit enter. So space. Yeah. So what will happen? Why you are going in? So it's okay, na? In even one line. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, cool. Can you execute this now? Because now even if the directory is available, we will delete that directory and write the data. So you should now visualize this, because we have seen all the commands. It is nothing new which I am trying to show. Okay, so visualize this, try to practice. Don't see, It's not that only 1 hour session we are trying to practice, so try to remove some half an hour time. Execute this, please don't wait for me. So try to practice so that the commands, until unless you don't practice, the things will not come into your mind and into your hands. Because for me, it's like day-to-day job. For you people, some people might be working in Hadoop, big data, some people might be working into. So practice is essential. Practice as much as you can. Dedicatedly, if you just practice for half an hour daily, even that is fine. Because now we know the commands. We just need to type 1 or 2 commands. That's it. Because moving ahead, the Hive will come into picture, then AWS will come into picture. The topics will keep on piling on to you. So it should not happen that once we are moving forward, the previous things we are not able to recollect. So that should not happen. So that's why practice is essential. So here it consumes a little time. Even for me now, it has started to consume a time. Otherwise, in my system earlier, it used to run quickly. So the map reduce task. Yeah. So now can you just do ls-npr and the 5 records? The data should be correct because we have already verified that. So we just need to verify the AVSC where it was coming long. Now it should come as a string. So the data type should be mapped to string. Can we see the AVSC file? Can you see now for order date, it has taken as a data type as string. Earlier it was showing as long. Okay. So the prerequisite is whenever you are trying to use --map column -java, see that if you have a .avsc file, if the file format is Avro data file. Okay. Only in place of Avro, the schema file gets created.
Okay.
Whereas in Parquet, the .parquet file does not get created. Why? Because the Parquet file internally has the schema. So that is the difference. Don't worry, once we go to the Hive, we'll try to see the different file formats like ORC, the Avro, the Parquet. So we'll try to see these 3 major file formats. and JSON and XML also. How to read the JSON and XML data. Any questions till here? So we'll try to stop for today over here. Can you just show the PDF? I think